Islamic religion and culture has a centuries-long history of development on the territory of Kazakhstan. A local Muslim society was formed and functioned over the course of many centuries. Islamic education was and remains an organic element. However, in the country's modern and recent history, there had taken place long time break in the religious ties between generations. In Kazakhstan, the majority of Sunni and Hanafi religious communities and groups fall under the structure of religious administration of Muslims of Kazakhstan. 2,250 mosques and approximately 3,000 imams function within the DUNK. Any organized and public activity in the name of religious not approved by the DUNK is considered as fitna, sedition, troublemaking. However, at present, there is a multitude of groups that operate outside of control of DUNK. The first of these are Salafists. The first Salafist communities formed in Kazakhstan at the end of 1990s, influenced by the activities of emissaries from the international organization Ikhwan al-Muslimin, Muslim Brotherhood, and through its structures. At present, in Kazakhstan, there are over 100 stable communities of Salafists represented in all regions of the country. Divergence between Salafists and Hanafis, the adherents of traditional Islam, exist in three significant areas. The first, Salafis consider themselves adherents of the three righteous generation of Muslims, Sahaba, Tabi'in, and Taba Tabi'in. While adhering to the school of jurisprudence, any mazhab, is a harmful innovation in Islam, bid'ah sayyah. Second, Salafists criticize the local Hanafis as for following Maturidi teachings. They consider themselves the followers of strict monotheism, Tawheed. In the theological issue of foundations of faith, the Salafists consider the practice of fulfilling all of the norms of Islam, Amal, as the main marker for determining a member of Islamic community as a Muslim. One who does not carry these out, they consider as infidel, kafir. Thus, it opens the way for critique of Kazakhs' religious positions and practices and their ethno-national culture. The Kazakh scholarly literature, for example, Ashirbek Muminov, it is accepted to divide the Salafis into four main groups. The first, Madkhalis, the followers of Saudi Sheikh Rabi al-Madkhali and his students. They are concentrated primarily in the major cities of Astana, Almaty, Shymkent, and Pavlodar. Rabi al-Madkhali himself counts among his followers in Kazakhstan Rinat Zainullin, his brother Nail Zainullin, Nazratullah, the citizen of Tajikistan, Oktam Zaurbekov, Tairjan Ibragimov, Mahamatov, and Dilmurad Abu Muhammad. The group's ideologist is considered Abdul Khalil Abdul Jabbarov, who lives in Saudi Arabia. The second group is Sururis. the Medina Jama'ats. They are concentrated primarily in southern regions, in South Kazakhstan, Jambul, Almaty. They consider as authoritative preachers instructors from Cultural Center of Saudi Arabia, Muhammad Abdul Samad, citizen of Somalia, and graduates of the International Islamic University of Medina, Didar Osmanov, Darin Mubarak. They are oriented towards the religious positions of Egyptian Sheikh Yasser Burhami and Saudi Sheikhs Jam'an Zahrani, Hamid Ahmed Al-Akram Khan, Al-Awaji Muhammad Abdul Aziz, and many others. They recognize as the community's ideologist Abdul Khalil Abdul Jabbar, known as Khalil, with whom they remain in constant contacts. The third group is Takfiris, have spread in western regions of Kazakhstan in 1990s under the influence of Dagestani preacher from Astrakhan, Omarov. Takfirism has spread thanks to the activity of number of radical preachers who are guilty of spilling blood on Kazakh soil and causing the deaths of people attracted by the dream of caliphate in Syria. Among the preachers are the former resident of Kazakhstan, Abdul Khalil Abdul Jabbar, and figures from the North Caucasus, such as Shamil Abu Hanif, Abu Banat, and others, who are active today. The fourth group is Harijites, Jihadists. They are present in small radical Salafi communities, around 60 Jama'ats. They are supporters of global jihad. The motives for their criminal actions are formed on the basis of principles and views of the Takfiris, and they form conspiratorial groups analogs with them. They are inclined toward completely violent acts in Kazakhstan, and they hatch plans to go hotspots to participate in armed jihad within international terrorist organizations. The activity of Hizb ut-Tahrir, a religious party in Kazakhstan, began in 1998. Since 2005, its adepts began to preach extremist ideas throughout the republic. In connection with this, by means of verdict of judge in the city of Astana on 28 March 2005, the organization was recognized as extremist and its activities were banned in Kazakhstan. After the trial, the main leaders in 2008 and 2009, it has not exerted significant influence on the religious situation in Kazakhstan. Tablighi Jamaat organization. The Tablighi Jamaat emphasizes not only converting members on the other faiths and atheists to Islam, but also working among ethnic Muslims, calling on them to deepen their faith and to active religious practice. The preaching contingent is rather broad, at least abroad. Among participants in the movement, there are both ordinary Muslims engaged in physical labor and commerce, and university instructors, judges, etc. The ethnic composition and geography of the participants is equally broad. Members of Tablighi Jamaat, as is known, did not make attempts to officially register themselves as a religious organization, but they nevertheless continued their activity. As a result, on the 16th of February 2013, the Sarıarka District Court of the city Astana issued a decision banning the organization activity in Kazakhstan. Tablighi Jamaat is characterized by secrecy. Its centers are located abroad in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and their program and situation is known only to a narrow circle of leaders within movement. Next organization is Nurcular. The ideology of Nurcular Turkish religious movement in Kazakhstan involves the orientation of young people toward the Turkish version of Islam and also toward the idea of pan-Turkism. The movement is active in the educational sphere, supporting 29 Kazakh-Turkish high schools, the Ahmet Yesevi International Kazakh-Turkish University in the city of Turkestan, the Süleyman Demirel International Kazakh-Turkish University in the city of Almaty, as well as KATEF Educational Foundation. The 29 Kazakh-Turkish high schools and 2 universities, Jambul Economic College in Taraz, the Shahlan Primary School and Nur Orda International School in Ust-Kamennogorsk are under the directorship of KATEF International Public Foundation. However, in Kazakhstan they consider that educational establishments are fully under government authority and are free from religious instruction. Modern Sufi groups. As our studies have shown, the representatives of 4 Sufi currents are active in Kazakhstan. The first, Naqshbandiya, Mujaddidiya, Husayniya. The spiritual center of all its functioning groups is settlement Kushchiata, located near Turkestan. There are son of former Shah Abdul Wahid Mamachukurov gathers his followers in a private house twice a year during Maulid and at the beginning of Ramadan. Now the Ishan of Naqshbandis of Kazakhstan is Qurbanali Ahmedov, who is from Uzbekistan. The distinguishing feature of the Husayniya Sufi group is silent zikr. After completing the initiation, the murshid begins giving the murids individual lessons. They involve supplementary prayers and rules of performing zikr. The murshid murid being binomial is the main aspect of educational process. The second current consists of Chechen Qadriya Sufi groups, Vishaji Virt. The Chechens were deported to Kazakhstan by Stalin in 1944. In 1957, most Chechens returned to their homeland. According to the latest statistical data, there remain about 32,000 ethnic Chechens in Kazakhstan. They conducted collective zikr in the Sufi groups, in which women also participate, and they allow the use of musical instruments. The third group is Jahriya. These are the followers of Ismatullah Maksum. He came to Kazakhstan from Afghanistan, where he lived in Mazar Sharif and he took Kazakhstani citizenship. These groups became widespread in mid of 1990s. Ismatullah claimed the Yesevian path and practiced the vocal zikr. However, he had no document establishing continuity from Yesevian shaykhs, silsila or khat irshad. In 2011, the shaykh was arrested and sentenced to the imprisonment. The fourth group, are modern Turkish Sufi groups. They are represented in Kazakhstan by various groups. It is still early to speak of their establishment in local society. However, they operate very actively. Among the active Turkish figures, we can identify the following currents: Süleymançiler, Osman Topbaşçılar, İhlasçılar, and Okuçular, Yazıcılar, Fethullahçılar, Mahmutçular, or Mahmud Kudai. External influence. Among the countries that exert an influence, one can identify the following groups. The first, Arabic countries; second, Turkey; third, India and Pakistan. This is Tabligh Jamaat; and Iran, Shia Imamites and Ismailis; and Uzbekistan, Hizb ut-Tahrir, Naqshbandiya, Husayniya. The increase in outside influence of religious situation in Kazakhstan can become a serious problem. The ideological and organizational centers of practical all faiths present in Kazakhstan are located beyond its borders. The activities of significant portion of religious groups are directly financed from foreign sources. Arab influences. The competitive domestic system of religious education has not formed yet in Kazakhstan. Most citizens seeking to obtain it must go educational institutions abroad. On the whole, many Kazakh citizens receive educations in foreign theological educational institutions. These countries include Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Pakistan, Iran, Turkey, Libya, Russia, and Kyrgyzstan. Many people study privately outside of official channels. Returning home, the majority of graduates from foreign educational centers begin to preach an ideology that is not traditional for Kazakhstan and incompatible with the existing religious and social fabric. The religious models and systems imported into Kazakhstan from abroad constitute, as a rule, the most diverse and simplified models of religious thought, calculated primarily for an unprepared user. The most popular university is University Nur Mubarak, but this is officially is Egyptian University of Islamic Culture. Here, it is written in Arabic, not in Kazakh, using Cyrillic alphabet. On 16th of June 1993, President of Kazakhstan and the Egyptian Minister of Waqf, Muhammad al-Mahjoub, participated in a ceremony laying the first stone of the future university town in the city of Almaty. Later, bilateral agreements were signed between the governments of the two countries for the creation of this university, which on July the 2nd, 2003 was ratified by Kazakh parliament and by presidential decree and obtained legal status. In the university, Egyptian and Kazakhstani specialists jointly teach specialties such as Islamic studies, foreign languages, English and Arabic, and religious studies. Currently, 76 instructors are working at the university, including 18 from Egypt. This year, under the administration of Rector Judah Basyuni, and taking into account that the majority of Muslims in Kazakhstan follow the Hanafi mazhab, a careful selection was made of 11 doctors and professors from Egypt who are teaching according to the mazhab Imam Azam, Abu Hanifa, and have produced scholarly works on his legacy. The second university is Ahmad Yasavi University, named after Ahmad Yasavi. One may notice that we can to discuss the relations of religious positions to the mazhab of Abu Hanifa. It was written in my monography. I will conclusions. My research shows that we know about silsilas of Hanafis from the time of Abu Hanifa until the 15th century. Then we have published last year the collection of biographies of Hanafi ulamas in Kazakhstan, together with Dr. Alan Frank, Sadoqa Zulmani's collection. Zamanımızda bulunan ulamaların umur tarihleri. We know the Hanafi ulamas concretely from the 19th and 20th century. But scientific problem is how connect 15th century to 19th century. This is one big scholarly problem. And conclusions. In conclusion, we can determine the following. In Kazakhstan, one can observe the absence and underdevelopment of ethno-cultural Islamic traditions. However, research on the study and history of formation and theological milieu of medieval Kazakhstan, which is represented as theoretical Islam, is underway. Work is underway and uncovering the publishing works of theologians of the 19th and 20th centuries, which can reveal the main features of phenomenon of Kazakh Islam. The second, the influence of external factor remains dominant in religious processes within Kazakhstan. The third, under the conditions of great multiplicity in the religious space, contradictions between the representatives of various Islamic currents will intensify. The fourth, work is underway in resurrection continuity in the transmission of the legacy of Abu Hanifa and eliminating of substantial division between the old and new generations of believers. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ashirbek. And our third speaker will be Mania Stefan.